Hello and welcome to another episode of Killer Ant Reviews. Today we'll be talking about Agent of Chaos by Norman Spinrad. So I did a little bit of research on the author. He did make a few books. One was actually turned into a movie. If you ever heard of the movie Druids, I would suggest you skip it. I've actually seen YouTube videos of how bad that is. It's considered one of the worst movies ever made. But overall, I did love this book, which was a surprise. This was actually given to me by a coworker. He knew that I love sci-fi fantasy, so he loaned me a few books. I loaned him a few of mine that I already reviewed, and this was definitely an excellent book. First of all, the cover, while a little dark, it definitely had like this mysterious figure right here, and the cool little city in the background, and space. Back has an ugly green color, looks a little white on the camera, but it's like a very, really ugly shade of green or yellow. And the book itself isn't too long. It's about just under 160 pages, making it a pretty short book. But this whole book actually did feel like a full-length movie, which was pretty cool. So it didn't have like any fluff in it. So the entire plot revolves around a guy named Boris Johnson, not the Prime Minister of England. But basically, he is with a group of people that are trying to overthrow the hegemony by trying to assassinate the leader. And this small group of people are basically considered incompetent. Although reading the book, my views of it is a little bit different because they actually had some really good plans, but at the same time, there's also another group of people called the Brotherhood of Assassins, who have their own agenda, and at the same time, the hegemony also are against them. So it's definitely interesting because the entire book is Johnson trying to go through and trying to assassinate the leader because he believes in freedom. But there's a lot more going on than he realizes. And it's, what can I say? It's basically entertaining. It's something that you could have easily made a 90 to 100 minute movie out of, and it would be actually pretty good. There's some cool twist. There's like a cool twist in the end. The whole Agent of Chaos thing is pretty cool because you have like these three factions obviously are against each other, but some don't even know who's on whose side, especially the Brotherhood of Assassins, who seem to have their own agenda, and people don't know, like, are they against us? Are they with us? So I thought that was pretty cool. And the ending was satisfying too. Overall, from start to finish, this was a pretty good book. Also, what I also realized too, going halfway through it, there was a cigarette ad in the middle of the book. I didn't want to tear it out. I hate cigarettes. Hate the smell of them. But I didn't want to tear it out because this was actually owned by my coworker. So I didn't want to ruin the book at all. Plus, I hate ruining books. So that was an interesting surprise in there. And yeah, this is kind of like a short. This is like kind of a short review, just because I just basically explained the entire book. It's a short book. It's great. Definitely would suggest that anyone would check it out. Overall, between a 1 through 10, what would I give it? This is a good 10. This is a straight 10 book. I was never bored ever during the whole read. Like, I want to keep going, like, after every chapter, and see what happens next. Yeah, so this is definitely in my top 5 books that I read. So, until next time, this is Killer Ant.